That's so funny.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome, beloved, beautiful beings.
I thought we were already live.
Did you really?
Yes.
I was trying to start it and you just had your story. So I let you get your story out.
Oh dear. Okay. I can talk to you those days.
Welcome to Cup of Chat with our friend Gerald, who is plugging shamelessly this episode of Cup of Chat with TarotStache. And me and Kate. There she is.
Yeah.
Good morning. How is everyone?
Everybody needs to like and subscribe right now. Just do it. Do it.
And
Do
to
it. Don't
Gerald's
forget
channel.
to me. Because it's more fun when you're here.
It is more fun when you're here. Yes.
Who does that?
I put Gerald and Kate's links up above at the beginning of chat. I did cut my hair, Hershey. It's probably not a good idea to let me near scissors because at some point it will meet my hair. So yes, I did cut my hair.
Yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks great.
Thank you.
I do too.
And as soon as I have enough energy, it will be purple too. So
now, will it be dark purple? Will it be a light purple? Will it be lavender? I mean, there's so many purple options.
It will
will it be a dark
It will
purple
start
and then
fairly
go
dark.
Okay.
And then over the course of about 2 or 3 weeks, it will become lighter and different shades.
There you go.
So
Yes.
pretty. So
And
pretty.
well, if I let it, it will revert back to gray
Okay, there you
if
go.
I wait too long.
Mm.
If you wait too long.
Yes.
Goodness. Well, thanks for having me here.
You guys, I'm trying to put the pop-out chat on screen, and that doesn't work, does it?
No.
Excuse me while I switch chat.
Switch to chat. Okay. Cool.
Okay, there.
There we go. Hey,
Howdy,
look,
y'all.
Gerald's here.
TarotStache is here. Good morning. Good morning, Gerald. Hypnicity has joined us. Good morning.
Hello.
Viviani is here. Good morning.
Yeah.
And Hershey is here.
Hi, Hershey.
Hi, Hershey. Good morning, Lisa. Lisa is here.
Yep. Hi, Lisa.
And let's see. Esther has joined us. Good morning, Esther.
Hey, Esther.
And Swampy, 63. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you.
It is good to see you, Swampy.
Yep.
And Jane the Seeker,
Hey, Jane.
who I think just finished her morning show.
Yes.
Was
Jane's
Lisa with her? Was Lisa with you?
No, Lisa was not with her. Lisa was not with her.
Someone was with her, though.
Jane's going to be on my channel for a laugh and learn. We're going to do an introduction about archangels on Monday at 2 p.m.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Thank you, Hypnicity. Thank you. Any purple works for Hypnicity.
Me too.
Hi, Janet.
Hey, Janet.
Janet's here. Good morning. And Lisa Rhodes.
Hi, Lisa.
Let's see. And I'm getting close to the bottom, I think. Yes. That's everyone so far. So.
And it was Terry from Holding Your Space.
It was Terry.
With
Okay.
Jane the Seeker.
Terry Renner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Terry Renner, yes. Sounds like fun on Monday. It does sound like fun on Monday.
And then Jane, has invited me back to do Tarot the Stash Way on her channel on Tuesday because it's Tuesdays with TarotStache exclusively on Jane the Seeker Tarot.
Ooh, nice.
So what are you going to be discussing? for Tarot?
Well, on Monday, Tarot the Stash Way, we're going to do readings.
Okay.
And I'm going to suggest that maybe we read from the same deck, perhaps.
That would be
always like
fun.
it when readers read with the same decks, because
What deck is that?
This is Tarot of the Abyss by Anna Turian.
Had to get
Is that better?
I can see it now. I can see it.
But I don't know. I haven't asked Jane, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm open.
That will be fun.
Yeah.
If you decide to do it that way, it will be fun, and it will be fun if not. So
yeah.
There you go.
So either way.
You heard it here first, people. It'll be fun either way. Purple Elephant Deb H said so it has to be true.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, Jane's in. She loves the deck. And if I can find my copy of the Oracle of Echoes, then I can also have the Anna Turian Oracle deck.
That would be cool too.
So it's not a new fan, Hershey. I have multiple fans.
Yes, he does have multiple fans. I have one fan, and it does not thwart because it's just.
I have bangs or fringe.
Yeah. And I'm whipping out the one from Spain today.
And look at that. Isn't that glorious?
So Hypnicity, in case I forget to say it, Hypnicity, please email me. My email is in the description under what we're doing now. In the show notes. It's in the show notes. Good morning, Richie. Well, it's not morning for you, is it? It's afternoon. Is that correct?
It's evening. It's 5.
Evening, almost evening, or is evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. In England, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Is he in London or Brighton? Where is he?
He's south of London. So he is East Sussex, I believe.
Okay.
So
yummy. Glad you're here. Thanks for staying up.
And this is Dream Detective Kate. So, hi.
Hi.
Oh, and Richie says it's pre-evening.
Pre-evening.
Oh, okay. So past tea time, but before dinner. Is that right?
I believe so, but I'm not British.
Love all their traditions.
Nor am I, but.
So
how have you been since last we spoke? I mean, not before, not backstage last week. How have you been?
Oh my gosh. So I just want everyone in the chat to know that I was rattling on so much that I actually thought we were live. And then Deb, and then Deb hit the countdown. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be one of those days.
So she had her entire conversation of what she wanted to share.
Yeah, I feel like I'm backwards. Oh my gosh. That's okay. Just roll with it, right? Just roll.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Oops. Yes.
So how are you, Gerald?
I am very well, and I have to say thank you for adding what you did to the Silly Casual on Saturday.
That was a blast.
I'm working through that for the potential new Oracle deck. And Jamie was rewatching it and collecting things that would be nice on a card. Hey,
Yes.
Calla Lizzie.
Yes.
And she watched up until about the last 20 minutes of it, and there were 301 possibilities for cards.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I thought about cutting and pasting for an email for you to, so that you would have a list of all of them. You could copy and paste off of the screen. It was so much fun to giggle about silly responses. I mean, obviously, we're all heart workers, light workers, and those are things that, it just made this tongue-in-cheek, funny kind of response that we've told our best friends or our husbands or our, our significant others. But there's kind of a hold back element in tarot sometimes in reading for someone else. And so I just absolutely loved it. I had no idea it was just going to explode. And then when it did, it was funnier and funnier and funnier. It was just so much fun.
Well, go ahead. Deb. Well, I was going to add that when we're reading live, we may become privy to information that the sitter out there in chatland may not want aired in public.
Right. Exactly.
So
exactly. Yeah.
We have to kind of spin that so it doesn't step on toes, but still they need to hear the truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yes.
Hey, Sherry H.
Yeah.
Well, and I think and what was great about it is like many of the lives that I enjoy hosting and I enjoy being on, there's these moments of laughter where we get so elevated and lifted up. Then we have some clarity about something we've been thinking about, and then that actually just helps us stair step to that next level, and it's just so much fun. And because I was telling a friend of mine this, and she said, what I would love to see in it is no, you will not meet a tall, dark, handsome stranger.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Jeffrey's comment was, Jeffrey's thing was rhetorical question mark. So for those of you who did not see it, the live that I did on my channel on Saturday was a silly casual with Richie and Deb, and Jamie was there, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path, and we were being silly, thinking about our hacker names and our superhero names. And then Kate asked the question, okay, what extra tarot card would you add to the deck? And it's like, it's a really good question. And that just went
exploded.
Like, okay. Yeah, it exploded. I mean, seriously, for like an hour and 15 minutes, it just was delightful.
It was so much fun.
I wanted to just highlight, Lisa said, I keep thinking about that show, writing ideas for tarot themes.
Good.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, even we're driving, I was explaining it to my husband as we were driving in the car, and he goes, I don't think I quite get it. And I'm like, if you ask a question and you pull a card that says, do you want fries with that?
Yes.
What do you get from that response? I mean, it was just so fun.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, it was so fun.
So
I hope I didn't miss anyone coming in. So everyone coming in, grab your cup of whatever is your favorite beverage, and join in the conversation.
Cheers. Yeah. Sip, sip, right? Where did sip, sip come from?
Deanne, Blue Crescent Tarot. It is where I first heard it.
Was sip, sip.
Yep. And that's totally why. I mean, and I think it's really true. When we're doing readings or when we're having a conversation, oh, hi, Peter J. Watts. It's Peter's birthday today, I believe.
Well, happy birthday, Peter.
Happy birthday, Peter. I hope all your wishes come true.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so, but I think, we need to remember to hydrate, first of all, in general.
Yes.
But then when you're working and you're doing energetic work and you're reading, and that it's so important, because I think the energy flows better when you're well hydrated. Hi, Jules.
I have to agree. Yeah.
I'm trying to catch. There's Jules Niner. Good morning. And wait, where did it go? There she is. Sip, sip.
And there will be a sip, sip card.
That's awesome.
Peter said thanks. Yes, there would have to be a sip, sip card. The chat keeps jumping, so there we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity. So, and the artwork. Oh my gosh, how you would be able to find all the pieces that go with the sayings. It's kind of like I used to be involved in book clubs and stuff, and a lot of interactions where I wanted to hear each person's story as well as the story that we were reading, because we all have this important story to share. So instead of just saying, hey, let's do this, I want to know the book of Deb, and I want to know the book of Gerald. I want to know those books, because everybody is so important in their life journey to be able to share it back and forth. But to come up with the imagery for this kind of oracle deck, I was like, oh my gosh, how would you even start? It's
well, Gerald did have an idea.
I do have it. Well, one of my ideas is I'm just going to write it down on, black. I have decent handwriting. Just write it down on a blank card, and then that way people can color it and make it their own.
Oh, nice.
There's also this idea of doing it in black and white, and so in line drawings.
Yes.
And then that way you could color your own. But as Deb said, there has to be room to write your own keywords and stuff.
Because that's how you put your energy into it. Yeah. Or one of the ways that you put your energy into it. Good morning, Robin.
Oh, that's so cool to have it interactive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Orange circus peanuts?
Robin is here.
Who loves the circus peanuts? Robin or Deb? Who is that directed?
Well, they're for me. When I was coming up, I had them all the time. I haven't even thought about circus peanuts in 40 years.
Right.
50 years.
Oh my gosh. I have to have a bag once a year. The whole bag. And then I'm sick to my stomach and I go, okay, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, and the thing about circus peanuts is we went down a weird route with that. That's where we came up. I mean, that was something that related to the Tuck Box Rage fad and the phase and the band, which you'll have to find the playlist on my channel. But circus peanuts are very confusing. Because they shape like peanuts, they're orange, and they taste like banana. If they really have a taste.
Yes.
Yeah, banana.
So, and in their fluffy, marshmallowy consistency when you bite into them.
And they're even good old when they get hard.
I did send some to Richie Longman Tarot.
Did you?
So it's a weird thing, and it's one of those things that is, why do they taste like
nobody knows? I don't think.
We were having the same discussion in an office once when the manager came out and he said, I think I'm not hearing the word correctly. What is it you're talking about? Because we were talking about them getting long and hard and that they tasted good, and he kept misunderstanding the word peanut. From the other room, it sounded like something else the ladies were talking about. So, I mean, it was a hoot. But yes.
That's like an old joke about a pianist.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm curious, did he send you back Jammy Dodgers?
He did not send me back Jammy Dodgers, but he did send me oh my gosh. Mince pie or mincemeat so that I can make mincemeat pies, because I can't find it here.
Oh, real mincemeat? Yes, it's Italian defined here.
Yeah.
The cheapest flavor add at the time it could have been, because they're and they're an old confection. They've been around for a long time.
They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, one of my
favorites. Said not like Peeps at all. No, they're not like Peeps at all.
They're not like Peeps at all, because
texture thing.
Yeah. Did you happen to see Judy B was here?
Oh,
I did not. Let me find.
Judy B is here.
Hi, Judy. Let me acknowledge you. I just acknowledged you, but I mean, let me find. There you are.
There's
Good morning, Judy.
Morning.
Yeah, and so.
Do you have a favorite candy, Gerald?
Yes, candy. Actually, right now it's Candy, Soul, and Soil.
There you go.
Yes. But
and you're all welcome to go watch the playback of Gerald and Candy's show from yesterday. It was delightful.
Such a delightful show.
It was
We're working
delightful.
on
It was so sweet.
having her coming back. So, but I actually like, if you're talking about sweets, still Candy, Soul, and Soil, because she is awfully sweet. But I am a fan of, I like sweet and sour.
Okay.
So I I'm not going to turn down any candy, but I like those. Do you remember the it's like the gummy worms that are sweet and sour and all that stuff? I want to go, oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's that zing, right? Never mind. I'm not going to go there. How about you, Deb? I don't know where I am today. It's so funny.
I don't ordinarily eat candy of any kind for a couple of reasons, but when I do indulge, I like turtles, chocolate turtles, and I also enjoy truffles and that kind of. My favorite from when I was a kid, though, do you remember the Chico sticks? Those little kind of peanut butter things with coconut on the outside. Those were my favorite as a kid.
Wow, that takes me back.
I'm trying to catch. I'll be right back, Jules. Kristen Louise is here.
Hi, Kristen.
And Jules Niner says, my favorite are the rainbow colored strips, but you have to purchase them in specialty store.
Oh,
the
wow.
best sweet and sour.
You know,
there's Candy,
and
Soul,
look, and there's Candy, Soul, and Soil. I was just talking about you.
Yes, if we speak about her, she will come.
Oh, that is so sweet. We love the show. We've been talking about it all morning. So it was so delightful. We're so grateful you guys.
Turtles and elephants mix just fine.
Yes. And so I am actually working on the video about the creation of the quilt that I made for Candy. So I hope to have that done by Friday. So
because I have questions.
Yes.
We were talking, but it was all nice. It was all good.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know your questions.
What's your inspiration? Where did you find the picture? I didn't look at the picture long enough. I need to go back. I have.
This was the inspiration photo. Yeah. This is what
Candy
posted.
Candy posted it.
Do you do your threads in such a way that they turn out on the back as a pattern as well as on the front? I have questions.
Okay. Well, I can answer those questions if you want me to. We'll do a separate show on that.
We can. Why don't we do a separate show on that?
We'll do that.
So Kristen Louise says she really should be working, but it's too beautiful of a day to focus. Mm-hmm. And the cats have the zoomies. Ooh. I understand that perfectly.
Yeah.
Both of my fur babies got the zoomies last night after I finished a late show and wanted to go to bed. They were not having it.
Yeah. Yeah. Maddie escaped this morning. Our kitties are not allowed to go out. They can go to the almost outside, which is like a vented area where, they can see birds and stuff, but they can't go outside because our neighbors are, anyway. So when she snuck out, it was like, damn it, come back here. And so it's really frustrating because we're afraid of what's going to happen. We know they just want to really stretch their legs and stretch their limbs and climb trees and, chase bugs and stuff like that. But we really can't have them going out. So I always have to turn to my angels and say, okay, send them back. I've been yelling for long enough. You guys go get them and send them back.
Yeah.
And they always come right back. It's amazing. The minute that I say to the angels, go get them, they come right back.
I put the dreaded harness on mine, and then he hits the ground because, it's so heavy, and commando crawls.
Oh.
And then, so then I pick him up, and because he wanted outside so bad, and put him outside and stand there with him. So yes, mine is not brave enough to go out, but he sure thinks he wants to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where is Monkey? Monkey's asleep today. Where is Monkey?
Monkey is asleep on the couch.
Oh.
We've pre-worn him out.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, okay. Why do robins often? Why do cats often consider the middle of the night playground time? I actually think it's because they can see things that they can't see when we're busy and moving. So there you go.
Yeah,
and also they can see things in that light that they can't see during the day.
That's right. And they're really only awake 4 hours of the day anyway. The rest of the time they're in the dream world.
Ms. Tarot D in the house.
Ms. Tarot D is in the house.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good morning.
Talking about candy, every time I walk by an aisle that has those chocolate covered cherries that have some sort of cream in the middle, they're something of the mountain or whatever, it always takes me back to my mom wanting that candy. Nobody else in the house wanted that candy, but my mom wanted that candy. And I'm just wondering how often that happens to folks, where a random thing will pop out and you'll go, oh, hi, mama, or take you back to like what you were talking about, the Chico candy, how often that happens, or is it just something that we're randomly talking about here?
I think it's just you. That never happens to me, Kate.
Probably.
I honestly, I think it happens when we most need it, and when we're also the most receptive to hearing it.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
I want to share Ms. Tarot D's good news. Next month, the doctor will move towards stem cell transplant. So, on the mend.
Wow. We have another friend, Deb and I, that has been experiencing this stem cell surgeries and what that's like to go through that. So congratulations. And we wish it all goes well for you.
Yes.
It's exciting. It's exciting to be on something brand new and be a participant in it, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And the possibilities are endless and exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah, but I think we remember those things at key times. When that happens. And Robin had mentioned that I remember my late mom, whenever I see Twizzlers or Snickers bars, her favorites.
Yeah.
So
wow.
I completely get that.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, yeah, and yeah, so I think I think that's so important to notice that and to take a moment and breathe it in. Because when we take a moment and breathe it in and say, I see you, I recognize you, and appreciate it, it happens more often.
Mm-hmm. It strengthens the connection. Builds. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's awesome. Strengthening it, acknowledging it, having the awareness for it. Yes. So it's, go ahead.
Go ahead. You can.
Well, I was just going to say it's similar with, food memory, right? When we have those memories associated with certain dishes or certain traditional type meals, or even just the silly ones that, didn't turn out so great. There's that link that ties us. Right. So that's awesome.
My mom comes in scents. So if I smell sandalwood.
I thought you said your mom comes in sensed, as in she's incensed.
In odors.
In odors.
Wow, okay.
See,
boy.
It's like, so if I smell sandalwood, that's her. Or she drank that Cafe Vienna, those with the cinnamon and cream and all of that. So if I smell that, that's her.
Oh man,
And she was a massive smoker. I had this happen one time, and it's a little off topic, but on my mom and smoking and cigarette smoke, smelling that. I was a smoker for years, a long time ago, but I haven't been for like a couple of decades.
Mm-hmm.
One day I was sitting at my computer and I felt like some indigestion, and a puff of smoke came out.
And you weren't smoking?
After I had not smoked for like 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
That was totally my mom.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
It was very strange and totally metaphysical, because it should not have been happening. Would not physically possible for it to happen. So,
Right.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Back to triggers. I'm off in left field today, so you have to excuse me.
Well, welcome to Cup of Chat. This is what happens here. Currently hosted by Purple Elephant Deb H.
And
soon to be hosted by Dream Detective Kate on
Yes.
her channel. And it's the time where the two of you've been doing this for a while. It's this idea of let's get some like-minded people together and chat.
Just talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be anything specific. It's just what needs to come out comes out, and we love it.
Yeah.
We absolutely love it. Especially, the things that are coming through the chat. We just so appreciate you guys all being here
so
and
much.
coming up to the table and sharing your ideas and your experiences with us as well. And
Yes.
the humor that comes through is the best, right? That's
Absolutely.
That's the best.
Yes.
Because that's what we're about, is raising the vibrations of our family. And this is our family, and we want everyone to have an uplifted experience when they come to the table with us.
Yes. And I'm going to add to that, since I've been invited to the table a couple of times, and this is, I'm going to get on my soapbox. Laughing and lifting and raising our vibration does not take away from the pain and the experiences you're having. I think it helps to clarify it. We help to learn it. And, sometimes it's like, I don't know about you, but when I worked and I was in that zone, I was plugging away at the work, and then I get stuck. I need to walk away for a moment. And physically, it that movement is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so's that laughter. And then it's like, then you can see things from a new frame of reference. As an artist, all the time.
Absolutely.
I mean, I step back from the piece that I'm working on. I'm sewing. This is me sewing, just in case you didn't know what that was. I'm sewing with my tiny hands.
Yes.
On a very slow speed.
Yeah, I'm going, anyhow, but so you've got to step back and put it up on the wall. That if any of you are a visual artist, the importance of walking around, putting it up on the wall, leaving the room, looking at things in different daylight,
right?
In different lights. What kind of soapbox do you get on? Ivory, Lava, Irish Spring. I'll go with Bee brand sandalwood soap.
We were discussing soap boxes backstage, so
we were. Okay. Did any of you ever have your mouth washed out with soap? By the way, I had a fine childhood, all that stuff, but I got my mouth. The one time I got my mouth washed out with soap, it was lava.
Ooh.
It's only once is all it takes.
Ooh. So I'm going to turn the camera, Gerald, so you can see what's on the wall. If I can do this right. I can't do it right.
Look at that. Stuck. Ooh, isn't that pretty?
I get it. It's stuck. So that is, it's not lit up very well, but That was one
colorful.
of my creations. It's the only one my daughter said, "I want that one, Mom." It's kind of dark.
Aw.
Wish it were lighter. But yeah, you have to step away. I remember being in accounting and having to having something not in balance. Okay, if you've done any kind of accounting, you know what that means. But I would physically get up from my desk. I said, "I'll be right back," and I would walk around the hotel and tell jokes. Hey, have you heard the one about that? And interact with something
Yes.
completely different, something completely different. We'd laugh, we'd chuckle. You know, people would see me coming and they'd go, "What's the joke of the week?" Right? Because I would, want to share that with people. And then I'd go sit down at my desk and boom, it would be
Yep.
right there. As clear as day, I could find where the error
Yep.
was. You know, and
Yep.
so that
To keep
moment
you
of step
broke up the
aside,
energy.
yeah, step aside,
Mhm.
regroup, take another look at it, come back to it another day, is so important because it just resets everything,
Yes.
It
right?
does.
It does. It
It
takes the
breaks
pressure
up
off
the
too.
energy.
Yeah,
If the energy's stagnant, you have to move it around.
Yes.
yeah,
Well, and I do that with tarot readings. Sometimes if I'm doing a reading for myself, I need to let it stay on the table for a while. I need to go walk around and do something because then I get to see something that's different. And if people don't practice this, I think it's a great idea to write down, if you do a daily draw
yeah,
of any kind, write down those cards and then over the week review that and go,
Yes.
what cards are repeat cards?
yeah,
And
Yes.
then lay the repeat cards out to see, okay, what's this sub story in this bigger story? What's
Yeah.
the
yeah.
sub context? It's great. Hi, Teresa.
It's really good. And the other thing that I was going to add to that, as well as drawing cards and recording them, was the first time that I actually experienced my angels participating in my day when I said, "Reveal to me where you are and what you want me to know." And the stuff that happened that day was just like, "Are you kidding? Oh my gosh, that's crazy." And the only way to make it real was to know that it was the angels doing it, because there was just no way that it could have happened the way that it unfolded by just, my own energy and John's energy and the adventure that we were on. So, when that stuff happens, it's like super exciting.
I think it's great.
It is. It's so much fun.
Yeah. When I get stuck.
It's Tarot D says, when I get stuck on readings, I change decks for a while. Sometimes seeing different art helps to refocus. I do that as well.
Yeah.
I have decks actively tell me they cannot do this question because they won't shuffle, will not shuffle.
Wow.
Yes. And that's why I think for me, I like having so many deck options, and sometimes that's overwhelming. But I am bye Sherry. But sometimes I'm now considering the pairing of decks for what is it? Candy does she pairs tarot and oracle, Akiba, and it's like, okay. I mean, I've seen that around. I've just not done it.
Right.
So,
well, the idea too of unsorting them, unshuffling them, but I'm kind of a neat freak. So when it comes to mixing things up and having them be random, I love that. But I also think about how I'm going to have to at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is so true. I have, when I do journals, and part of it is because I need the variety, but the other part is it's more economical. If I'm doing ink on one journal, I can use that ink in another. So it's not uncommon for me to have 5 or 6 going at once.
Right. Yeah.
Hi,
and Beth is here.
Hi.
And if I remember, today is Beth's dog Bodie's birthday, I believe.
Is it? Let us know.
I believe.
Cool.
Okay.
I pair everything, even tarot and game cards and Pokemon, and nature omens and charms and dolls. And that's that's interesting that your brain works that way, because that way it's always something new.
It's really playful.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's very playful.
Playful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it brings in the joy, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and
Yes,
Deanna's
pairing.
yes, pairing. So, but yeah, and you know, I think it's important to. Okay, I know it's time for me to stop reading tarot or doing YouTube and stuff like that. When I stop enjoying it, I stop getting curious
Yes.
about what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, 5 years old
I had
today.
a puppy mill baby too, and he was emotionally damaged by it and physically.
Mhm.
So, but he was the best dog. He was my heart dog. So.
And I like what Robin said right after that. There are messages out there everywhere if you open your eyes to look.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh. Beth is, Deanne is eat lurking. Deanne is eat lurking. She's
Yum.
eat and work.
Right now, my soon-to-be son-in-law sent me a message that said he wanted a painting, and could I bring it with me for the wedding in Spain? And I'm trying to wrap my head around how to paint, let the painting dry, take it off the frame, roll it up, put it in a tube, and take it to Spain. If there are any artists out there that know a better way of doing this, because I don't want to pack it in a suitcase. I don't want to have it not near me. Like, it has to be carry on. But then if I have I mean, it was like the whole logistics of getting a painting to Spain through airplane travel has me mystified. So any ideas that you guys have out there? Do you have any suggestions on that, Gerald? How you would transport a painting?
That seems like the way to transport it to me, in a tube.
Karen Robinson said, I am an artist. What size is it?
Well, he wants something large, so I'm thinking 24 by 36, maybe.
See, and when I hear, he wants something of a large size, I'm like going, well, I'm going to paint it on small canvases, take those off, and then
Do a
so
3-tone.
And
yeah,
yes, you could do that.
yeah,
I've
and
done
then
that.
yeah, so that makes it then, so it's smaller pieces together make the larger piece.
Right, I've done that in my house where, it's framed in three different places, three different, one image, but broken up into three different sections of it.
Yeah.
I've done that as well. And then again, do you take it off the wood? Do you roll it up and frame it once you're there?
Robin's suggesting rolling it up and putting it in your suitcase. So if you do smaller segments, you could do that. I don't know how that would, I'm assuming they're going to x-ray your luggage. And I don't know how that would look on an x-ray. if it would be something that they would freak out over and have to open up your suitcase and take everything out.
We found a sculptured lion head in England that was supposed to be on the side of the wall, and he's gorgeous, but he's not mean. You know how lions often have their teeth bared, and this one is not. He's like this wise, beautifully sculpted lion head, and we had to buy a separate luggage piece to bring him home. And I'll never forget the people laughing and giggling when he went through the x-ray machine, because here's this lion floating past them. It was so much fun, but we really had to bring him home. So it's a challenge sometimes, I think, when you're traveling.
That's
Karen and
go ahead.
I was just saying, Karen and Candy both have some good suggestions.
Yes.
So
first I wanted to highlight Beth's, that you can take a picture of the finished product and ship it later. Karen said to remember that it has to be restretched if you take it off the canvas.
Right.
She also said she's mailed big, large paintings.
Oh.
And they were okay. Candy says, do it on the canvas and fold in my luggage like a piece of clothing.
Right, and frame it when you get there. Yeah.
Then yes, but you still have to have it restretched.
Right.
You could do like I did and make a fabric piece.
That's a really good idea too. I love that because then I'm not worrying about crackling or any kind of disturbance to the actual imagery. The other thought I had was, hey, paint it there and spend a month in Spain.
You could do that. You could do that.
Yeah.
There you go. You have to stay. Just don't go on their honeymoon with them.
Nissy asked, what medium do you paint with?
Usually with acrylics. I usually use acrylics, not the oil. So
at least acrylics will have a tendency to dry sooner than
the oil.
Than oils. Yeah.
Yes,
paint it there.
I thought of this. Lisa said they might want to take it out of the tube at the airport.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the only thing that concerns me about a tube is having to take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Karen's an oil painter.
I love it. So many creative people watching.
Many artists,
today.
right?
Ethnicity is painting with watercolors and acrylic.
Right.
Viviani uses acrylic. Yes. Yeah. Our community is so incredibly talented.
Yeah.
In so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ms. Tarot D.
Wait,
it'll pop up in a second.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I see it. See, I'm having to look at the StreamYard chat, and it's slightly
delayed, isn't it?
Yes,
it's weird.
Just ever so slightly.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Well, and I would say there's probably a lot of, YouTube is so helpful these days.
Mm-hmm.
So you can search some YouTube.
Yes, you may find something.
Or spend a month over there.
That was the offer. So
oh my God, there's a human back there. Is that somebody who married you?
That is someone that married me, playing with the kitty. He married me twice.
Because he enjoyed it so much?
Well, my dad said that he didn't trust that we were going to get married and to go get married that weekend. And so we drove to Reno and got married in this little tiny chapel in Reno. And then the official one, the other time that we got married was on Thanksgiving Day, so that he didn't have to remember the actual number. He would just have to remember, oh, it's Thanksgiving. It's our anniversary.
There you go.
Yeah. Counting. Oh my gosh. There is such a road from accounting to acrylics. That's a great title name. Maybe I'll use that for my my book. But the number of different jobs has been crazy.
Enjoy your writing, Robin.
Have fun.
Yes.
I wanted to say a special hello to JL Vader, my friend Jamie, who has sent me some elephants, which I will be looking forward to.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice, Jamie.
Yes. Using nail paint, using all different kinds of modalities to create art is so much fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And using what you have at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We made Christmas stockings. I made Christmas stockings this year for the family in Spain, and it was all Mucha themed. So the artist Mucha that does all those gorgeous tarot cards. You have them, Deb, I know.
I'm waiting for Deb to whip them out.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think
I have been right by my side.
You're right by your side. And they were made with felt and sequins and thread. So, the 3 different dynamics of sparkle and shimmer, as well as the solidness of something that could retain its shape, because felt tends to be really easy to manipulate as far as holding on to its shape and something. And she said that they filled them up this year. So they didn't have the tradition in Spain. They didn't have that tradition. So for each one of them to have a stocking was a new thing. And they were so excited for this year to come that they overfilled them and actually tore the seams that held the socks together. So it was like, well, honey, time for you to pull out your needle and thread. She was like, Mom, I don't think I even know how. I was like, oh, how did I miss that?
It's what you're going to do while you're over there for the wedding.
Fix their stockings.
Oh, I'm sorry. Every year on our anniversary, my husband would pull out the marriage license and stare at it. I asked him why, and he answered, I'm looking for the expiration date.
Oh, too cute.
Swampy makes jewelry, dream catchers, and that sort of thing.
Nice.
Beading.
Yes. Yeah.
I used to do some of that. I don't have anything specifically that I do. I just, if I need or want something, then I make it. It's not like I have a specific skill that I do all the time. I just, whatever pops up.
Yeah.
I just find a way to do it. So
I love being in that place where you're in that zen, where it's happening, it's happening, but you're really not kind of focused on it. It's just allowing it to become real. And that feeling of timelessness, of not knowing that you haven't had lunch and suddenly it's time for dinner, that space of true inspiration where it's just coming at you, and it's so good. It feels so good.
Let me do the first part first. During COVID, my husband decided not to return to corporate work and really got into 3D wood and paint art.
They're really nice.
And then the second part, he has been doing very well selling at New York City artisan markets. Reminder to do what you love. You never have to work. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how many projects are you working on right now then, Gerald? How many different projects?
Do you
know? Are you calling me out?
No. No. It's
part of how many projects you have.
It's part of the creative process.
Do I know how many projects I have? No, but I could give a guesstimate. I have 6 art quilts that I'm working on. I have probably about 25 quilts that I'm still working on, where I haven't finished them, where I need to sandwich them and do all of that. And I have upwards of 15 journals that I'm working on, different journals and stuff. So
wow, when do you sleep?
Oh, I sleep pretty dang well because and it goes and flows.
Yes, it does. Ebbs and flows. It's been hard. It's been hard to do anything creative while the house is being remodeled, because there's there's drywall dust, and then there's electrical, and then there's fumes from the soldering, and it goes on and on and on until we get to a place where it's stable and set. Then I feel like I can pull out all the magic again. But for right now, I need to just have a separate place that's just not needing a vacuum every day. Thank goodness for the Roomba.
Yeah.
Ms. Gerald, I think we all wish that you were our neighbor.
Yes.
Well, and I used to do garment construction, so I would sew clothing, and for a while for a year I made people outerwear. I made coats for people, sewed them together.
Wow.
And of course, I'm doing fabric that you wouldn't expect to put together. So why not? Because the colors are great, and the person, it makes them happy. Then do it.
And you are an alchemist, so.
True that.
Yeah.
Wow. I am so inspired. It's like I want to clear space now.
You would be surprised at how little space you need in order to be creative. You could spend a lot of time doing stuff on something like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Or
I think it's
modifying something you already have.
Modifying something you have, that's still making art. I think it's one of those things. I believe with art, for me, it helps me have boundaries and expectations. Because if I think, if somebody says, "Well, go make a piece of art," it's like, and what size, what color, what, and then because when I have those boundaries, I will try to get to those boundaries as much as possible, hammer the boundaries, see if I could break them, fold it in half, and make something new.
I love it.
So,
yeah.
That's the fun, and that's where I'm like, with some of the with doing some of the journaling and the creating the bibliomancy oracle things. It's just like it's like, oh yeah, I mean, just see what I can do and all of that.
I believe that's true.
Yep.
Thomas Valentine is here.
Hi, Thomas.
Oh, hi.
Good morning. It is morning where you are.
So I think it's when we are filled with enough creativity, just start. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, just show up.
Yes.
Any writer
saying about dance like nobody's watching. Who cares? If it's making you happy, then it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yes.
I know so many people that won't even pick up the brush or the pen because they're like, no, what if it isn't right? I'm like, who knows what it was supposed to be in your head before you put it down on the paper? So how can you say it's right or wrong? It just is, right?
Well,
it just is.
You can say it's right or wrong. It's not going to help you to do more of it.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, and it just freezes them. Yeah. They just get frozen in it.
Fellow Texan.
Yeah. Well, and let's many of us have studied art, and we've taken art history classes to where the masters were drawing all the time. And now we look at people forget it's the process, not the outcome. Yes.
And that's what everything in life really is. It's the journey.
Yeah.
The journey is the experience of the journey. You can't get to the destination without the journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if we're not moving forward, we're moving backwards because there's no standing still.
Well, and it brings so much more joy in when it's something when you're doing something that gives you joy and you repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. When it's not there anymore, you kind of miss it. You have the craving for it. You remember what that made you feel like when you've gotten to the end of the project and go, yes, there it is. Because it's so relatable to the heart fire that starts a spark with the piece of paper or the piece of fabric, or I can I'm dangerous in a fabric store because I want that one and that one and that one, and we get home and John was like, what did you think? And there's a pattern, there's a flow. Either the background color melts with the other next one, or the rhythm of how the pattern is laid out, it matches. And so, just being inspired by walking into a fabric store for me sometimes can be breathtaking. It can be so rejuvenating, right? Like, oh my gosh, I forgot what this is all about. Yeah.
Do any of you watch Glow Up? It's a British competition show about makeup artists.
Oh,
and they're put through challenges.
I would love it.
I would.
Yes. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix currently. It's called Glow Up.
Okay.
And one of the things that I watch is is it's like one of the later ones, because one of the makeup artists, the MUAs, gets inspired by an MRI, a scan of something.
Yes.
And the person, one of the guest judges, saying, people ask me, where should I be looking for inspiration? And she said, not in makeup magazines or in makeup books. You should be looking everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus starts projects and then curiosity pops up and wants to try something new.
I love that.
Yeah. And Thomas mentioned that even addiction becomes boring, tiring of chasing dragons.
Yep.
So being creative then is following the inspiration, and then to me, finishing the project isn't as important as starting it, because then it's an outlet for the inspiration. If you lose the inspiration, then put it down for a while and then come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's the key: come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there comes a point where, when I'm saying, I'm not going, oh my God, I have 20 journals that are just sitting there, not being finished. I have 6 or 7 art fabric pieces that aren't done. I have 20 quilts that aren't done. Then they become a weight instead of a pleasure.
Yes.
And sometimes there's that moment in a lot of pieces where I get to a certain point, and I don't know if this happens for the two of you or for those watching in chat. There comes a moment where it's like, okay, this isn't fun, but I'm close to being done. Mm-hmm. And it's that 8 of Pentacles moment. Well, just plug through. You got to keep going, keep on, keeping on, keep doing it. Just show up. Mm-hmm. Keep working it, finish it, because there's a great pleasure. Finished is better than perfect.
Mm-hmm. And it feels like you accomplished something if you finish it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a quilt that I started for my daughter, and I don't know how I got off, but they weren't quite square. so when I was done, and had the quilting actually swirled around, and it was ready, the only thing left was the edging. That was the only thing left. But the quilt itself really wasn't quite square. It was kind of lopsided. Imagine that. And so when my sister saw it, well, just because sometimes I could be a little goofball. So when my sister saw it, she said, well, honey, all you need to do is this, this, and this. And I was like, okay, let's make it a collaboration. Can you take the quilt with you and finish it? Because at this point, I'm looking at it thinking, I got to straighten out all those edges, and there goes the whole pattern of the quilt.
Yeah.
So.
That's very true.
Yes.
90%.
Yeah.
I think that has to do with getting fatigue, that you start to burn out.
Mm-hmm. I still have the quilt. I mean, it's not done, and we're going on like year 11.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, so you've worked on it for 11 years. It doesn't matter. Is if you were to lay it out and you look at it now, could you figure out a new way to make it work? And by the way, if it's not square, well, then add some strips of fabric to make it square. And don't tell anybody, because if they don't know what the original pattern looks like,
they won't know.
And it still keeps somebody warm,
right?
The same way as if it wasn't square.
Right. I was actually thinking, I haven't worked on it for 11 years, but I started it 11 years ago, and it's still in a cedar chest waiting to be finished. What you're talking about is perfect.
Daughter getting married?
Yeah, in October. So maybe I should bring it to her.
Well,
finished,
but maybe not as a full blanket, maybe as a lap blanket. Maybe as a throw.
Whatever it becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Let
Hey, you
it
guys are
become what
solving
it
it
wants.
all for me.
Let it become what it wants to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, the great thing about quilts is there's a front and a back. And I like to personally, here's where I struggle with finishing quilts is basically I like to make 2 quilts. I think the back should be as exciting as the front. So
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah.
because you can see the completed thing at
Mhm.
that point and have taken excitement. Oh, okay. I see that.
Mhm.
I see that.
Well, start small. I'm a big believer in letting a thing become what it wants to be.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
just because it starts out as one thing doesn't mean that it will end up that way.
Yeah.
So if it wants to be something else, let it be.
Mhm.
Don't force it to be
And
what you want it to be.
and I'm a kind of person when it comes to quilting, I'm not afraid to cut a quilt in half to lay it differently and then
Right.
add some, if it were a quilt like this
Mhm.
and it wasn't working, I have no problem with going, well, I'm going to cut a piece right here and I'm going to add some fabric here because it needs to be longer or wider. It's just fun.
It is fun. Yeah.
And sometimes showing it to people, bye, Beth.
Bye, Beth.
Sometimes showing it to other people and allowing the brainstorming to happen. It's like
Mhm.
it's been 11 years. So if you lay it out now, you may know exactly what you can do to finish it.
It's
Exactly.
possible.
Yeah, it's very
So,
possible. Yeah.
and just remember that removing something is an option, as is adding more than what was intended.
Yes. Very good.
So
Very good.
when I first started writing, that was the first thing you have to learn to do is to let go of your written word, to let it, to cut some out, because some of what you wrote is crap and you need to get rid of that. Or some of what you wrote is too long and you need to get rid of that. You have to learn to let your creation go. If it's not necessary to the finished product, it's not necessary.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Let it go.
Yeah. I love this. I'm going to have to open up the cedar chest now.
She's gonna send us pictures. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. Well, if you want pictures, sure. I just need your, text number. So, yeah.
Document it and put it on your channel.
I'll totally, I can totally make that happen.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Inspirational conversation at Cup of Chat today.
There you go.
Hosted by Purple Elephant Deb H. And co-starring Dream Detective Kate. Please like and subscribe to both of their channels. I'm TarotStache, the guy in the corner. And by the way, I want you both to know I came this close to asking TarotStache to show up.
We would love to have her on the show.
I don't know if Kate knows TarotStache.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you don't know Tarot?
I'm a newbie.
You must go and acquaint yourself with TarotStache. Go to Gerald's channel and look for, what do you call that? Your show? Is it a
Tea Time with TarotStache?
I didn't want to say it wrong. That's what I thought it was. So, thank you, Liz. I got close to a pair of scissors yesterday, and this is what came out.
How did the scissors end up after that?
The scissors went back in the box, and they are actually fine. So
okay, no irreparable damage.
No irreparable damage. It started out as a bob. I had my hair in a ponytail, and I thought, well, I could just bob it, and and so.
And instead you stand it.
I did. Yes.
So cute, though.
You have to go and see Tea Time with TarotStache. I can't speak.
TarotStache is TarotStache's twin sister older by about 7 minutes, and they were born on different days, so they're different astrological signs.
Right.
By 7 minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
My
But different
twin,
days.
my twin is 8 minutes older than I am.
That's your real
Yeah.
twin now. That's
Yeah.
your
Oh, this isn't a
your real physical twin.
Yes. So
And
okay.
Ms. Tarot D was the first guest on Tea Time with TarotStache.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Awesome.
thank
I will
you.
definitely
Thank you,
take
Ms.
a look.
Tarot D.
I'm gonna peek. Brew some tea.
TarotStache is much older.
Is that right? Oh.
She acts like it, but she feels like she's entitled to the world. So
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Are there any plans for TarotStache to meet Granny Manny?
yes, working. I know Granny Manny has got a lot of things on their plate, and I would love to make that happen.
And Granny Manny is Mark Spirit Whisperer's neighbor. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, and then there was also Tara Rita came on my channel.
Yes, Tarot Rita.
Miss TarotStache. So
Yes.
my twin is 20 minutes younger than me, and we're both born in different. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Tarot Rita is Robin's friend.
Alter ego. Yes. Okay, Kate. Just to bring you up, it's she's like me, but with attitude and pink hair.
Okay. Okay.
And when she does readings, you think I can give it to you straight. She ain't taking no prisoners.
Okay.
And she ain't no fool.
All
She's
right.
the one who would be
sass.
reading. Yes, readings with sass. And actually, if you can't handle the sass, don't even ask.
There you go.
Wow. Okay, cool. We like bold. We like bold here, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
We do.
My goodness.
Oh my
She
god.
shows up, call the cops. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And Candy's twin is 20 minutes. Hang on.
Younger.
20 minutes younger.
Yeah.
Born on different days.
Yeah.
Evil twin. Oh.
And so being creative, everybody, that's great. Holy mackerel.
Yes. So we aren't always giggly. We can talk about real things.
Yeah. That's the best part about being at the table, right?
Yes, it is.
Because we never know what's going to come up. We never know what needs to be said or who needs to hear it, right?
Yes. Well, and I think if when people put stuff in chat and they're engaged, they add a different level to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Sachet cast nasturtiums.
Okay.
That was kind of hard to say with my dentist.
I know. And I'm all out of sip, so I wasn't even going to try.
Uh-oh. Oh my gosh.
Yep. It's
So-
like, waiter.
Yes. So we want to be mindful of everyone's time today. We know we're slipping towards the afternoon. So I want to thank Gerald for being with us. Gerald, what have you got coming up?
Yes.
I am actually tomorrow. I am on with Sun Psychic Jean.
Cool.
And she's invited me, and then I'm on with Kelly Dozen Cats Wellness in the evening for her S team because of the stash part of my name.
Yes.
So, and then Monday I have Laugh and Learn About Archangels with Jane the Secret Tarot. I'm also on Monday with Allie from Heart and Soul Connected. And then in the evening, I'm doing readings with Coyote the Gray.
Wow.
And it's Gerald's World Tour. Anything else?
And then Tuesday, we have a back and forth with Jamie and Gerald, and Richie Longman Tarot is asking the questions. So if people just like and subscribe, I post it on the community tab so that you can see it.
do you have a Tarot the Stash way with Jane?
We're talking about something,
You're
but I
talking
haven't
about
done it
it.
yet. We haven't.
Okay.
I still
And
have.
Tuesdays with Tarot, do you have one of those coming up?
Oh yes,
With
Tuesdays
Jane?
with Tarotstache exclusively on Jane the Secret Tarot is Tuesday morning.
And so,
Wow.
anything else? So your dance card is full.
Wow.
No, my dance card has plenty of room. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. I mean, really.
You heard it here. Contact Gerald.
Right.
He has room on his dance card.
I don't know what kind of dancing it'll be, but yes.
Yes. Yes.
The best kind.
Thank you so much. Okay, Hypnicity, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Gerald's worldwide tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So
Makes me happy.
Kate, what have you got coming up?
Valerie and I are doing the angel names again tomorrow night. So I hope
Is it on your channel?
It is on my channel. Yes. It was hard to describe how incredibly fabulous it was to invite the angels into our space and to feel that slice of gorgeous heaven. It was spectacular. I just don't even have words for it. I saw things that I would never even have imagined were possible when they presented themselves, and in their immense glory. It was like, wow. I was knocked off the chair, but more than once.
Love it.
Yeah, that's Friday night. And then Tuesday we have Dream Detective with Allie, of course, and we're bringing on Diana. So that'll be really sweet too. Yeah. That's so cute. And then, of course, our cup of chat with Deb next week. So it's, boom,
Yes.
boom, boom. Yeah. How about you, Deb?
At this point, all I have planned for next week is our Thursday cup of chat, and that's likely to change. So stay tuned.
Okay, nice. It's always good to have something brewing.
Yes,
Besides
absolutely.
in your cup.
Yes. So, thank you all for being here, and until next time, beloved beings.
Oh, yep. Thanks, Deb.